It's new for me.
Yeah. Python is, I mean, every day there is something new in Python. So every day it is new for all of us. So there is not much of a problem, and we'll try to see some of the small things, and then yeah, we will try to see. I mean, whatever is there. Just let me know if you want to ask any particular on any particular topic. We'll discuss on that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Anyway, let's start. Let's start. Why delay? It's 5:59 already. 1 minute left. Yeah.
How deep we need to look into this matrices and lists kind of thing in our course, sir?
Sorry.
Yeah, how deep or how serious we should be in learning these aspects in this Python course for this
See,
program?
matrix. I mean, sir has taught about the matrix multiplication, right? So matrix multiplication is important, I would say. I have not yet checked the week 5, 6, 7, 8 syllabuses on matrix. Even if it is not there, it will come again back in MLF. Okay, MLF or MLT, because sir started to work on NumPy. I think you have seen in the matrix multiplication 2 video. Sir started to talk on NumPy, and that NumPy or numerical Python, that will be a big part of MLT MLP. Okay, so and matrix is quite important. Just see what sir is teaching at this moment may not be that much important, but with as the courses proceed, as you proceed in your degree, okay, in your degree level, it will be more and more important, sir. Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Let's start with lists first. So lists are written within square brackets, and we can use length function and square brackets to access the data. Okay, with the first element in the index 0. I'll be using collab if that is okay with you all. I know you guys use replit. Collab is just the similar thing. This is called Google Colab, Collab or Collaboratory. You also can use it if you wish. So this is a cloud-based, cloud-based, what do you say, Python coding software. Okay, so there is nothing to be installed here. That's why I like it. I'll just paste in the chat window also. You can use this later. Okay, this is called Colab, Google Colab. Okay, this will be used in your later later courses as well. I'll just use it. It is same as Replit. Okay, don't, I mean, it's not, I mean, something different. It's just same as the Replit one which I'm using. Okay, I have already, you can open a new notebook. I'll be using a Python a Python notebook which I was making for this session. So here you can write your code and you can write your any text that you want. So suppose we can write this is our week 4 Saturday Night Live. Okay, lists. Okay, this is not important. Yeah. So how are we writing lists? We can write a simple list is written in square brackets. So suppose this is the list. Okay, I'm sorry, this does not copy paste. Color, suppose you can write anything. Colors equals to red, blue, I'm sorry, green. Okay, so this is one small list where you can see that list written within a square bracket and all. So if you write print, which one is the 0th element here? Okay, that should be
Right.
the first one, right? Red.
Right.
Yes. So if you just run it, oh my god, it is taking so much time. Yeah. So and similarly, what will be the do you know what is the -1th element?
The last element.
The last element,
Green,
right?
sir.
Yes, yes, exactly. So that is the last element, green. So that is that, and similarly, so 0th element is red, first element is blue, second element is green, and so on. We can do. So also we can use the length function or len function to understand the the length of the list. So if you just put, I think alien, okay, colors, it will give us 3 because 0, 1, 2, there are 3 elements in the list. So also one more thing about list is, so we can assign a name to the list. Do we have to start video? Nachiket has asked. Nachiket, are you asking about the faculty Sudarshan sir's video? That is not required at this point. Okay, you can start if you wish, but we are not going in the same pathway. Okay,
No, sir, actually, I was asking about the webcam.
I don't need. You want to do?
No, sir, just
Okay,
asking.
so you guys also code with us, right? Okay. Acha, acha. So you also so how does, I actually forgot how does this session work? So you guys also code with us, right? So I'll give you the question and then I'll give you some time to code. Is it?
Yes, sir.
That's
The
right.
questions are already provided in the portal. So we are discussing mainly those questions, and maybe some other question related to that. If you can add. that is
Yeah.
different.
We'll do that. Okay, so I'll just
Sir,
can you give me 5 minutes time? So I'll just
sir, in the
forward.
list when you were telling, can I ask such in the question from this?
Yeah, sure. Please
Sir,
ask.
this looks similar length when you said 3, when it
Hmm.
comes to list, and when when color is a list, okay, that I understood from the computational thinking. Similar thing we have learned,
Hmm.
and here when you say a length colors, why it is not taking length of comma red 3, then +4 plus green 5.
Each element
Element,
latest.
yeah, length. We were till now were doing length, means we were getting the length of the whatever variable we are taking up.
No. Actually, what is happening here? This red, blue, red, blue, green, each are specific strings. Okay, this color color is a list. I'm sorry.
Sir, in this, if we given color 00, then it
Yeah.
will give R, sir.
If you give color 00.
Yeah, first letter
sorry?
red I want to print, then how it.
I didn't understand your question. Achha, let me answer ma'am's question first. I'll come back to you, sir. Okay. Yeah, ma'am. Listen, colors is a list of strings. Okay, color is a list of strings. So each of these names which are given here, red, blue, green, all of them are taken together as a string. Okay, so these strings we are not breaking down. If we broke them down, then we could see red, blue, like that we could take. Here, red itself is a is a string, a particular element, a string kind of element. Blue is a particular kind of element. It is not like that. I mean, red we will break down. Similarly, you can just do it. So suppose we can put a 0.2, then blue, then you say another one, another say 45. Okay. Then also the list will be the length of the list will be 3, because
Sir, understood, but the pattern we write in this list also same and that list also same. So how it is differentiating whether it is counting the number element or individual variables?
that depends upon the program itself. Okay, so that depends upon the program itself. So once you have the program, so in your program, what is happening is that in the program which you saw previously, there most probably what happened is that they took the word itself and then they split the word into its all the letters. Then they took what is the length of the length of the words, length of the letters, how many letters are there in the word. That is what they used. But here what we are doing is we are just taking a normal word itself. The word itself we are taking as a unit. In the question, in the program which you are talking, most probably what happened, each letter were taken as a unit. But here what we are doing is that we are taking the full word blue as one single unit. Okay, we are not checking inside, we are not going inside blue and seeing what is happening inside blue. Okay, well, how many letters are there inside blue? It is just one single unit. The blue itself is one string. Do you get my point?
1 unit of string. I understood, sir. Understood.
Yeah,
1 unit
okay,
of string. Okay.
yeah, another sir was telling something. Sir, can you tell me your question again?
Sir, you can call us with names, sir.
Yeah, I forgot.
You are teaching us, sir. Sir,
No,
that
no.
person was telling to access that RED read R. To take R from RED, we have to write, because R is the 0 place of the string.
Acha, that code, the RGB
And
code.
then he was telling, if you write 0, 0, you will get R.
No, you won't get that. You won't get that here, because this does not know that we are accessing the color red or something like that, right? So what it is doing is that it does not know what does blue mean. It does not know that blue is a color. Okay.
No,
It
sir.
has
No, sir. The first element of that string to access, you have to write 0, 0, like color, and then square bracket 0, 0. So you will access the R. If it is red, now it is 0.2. So that is what he was telling. I don't know where he's, maybe he's.
I know.
No, sir. I only asked this question actually. If there is a string consists of starting letters with R, A, B, if we want to find all the string letter words with same letter, how to access like that? I'm thinking like that. So first letter, can we access first letter of any word?
Oh, okay.
List.
The first letter of any word. So basically, what do you have to do is you have to get the string, then you have to split. Okay, let me check whether we can split. So you have to split the word into its letters. Once you split the letters, okay, so then what will happen is that blue will come as a list of 4 letters, 4 strings. What are the strings? B, L, U, E. Then you have to access the first element in the string. Let me see whether I have an example like that. 1 minute.
Then we can use that is greater than symbol, like L of I greater than L of I plus 1. Then it will say like if red is, I mean, R is bigger than blue, or B, something like that.
No, you have to actually split the word. Okay, 1 minute.
Sir,
So
you can complete your slides first, and then we will have question answers. That will be better.
Yeah, it can be done, sir. I'll just come back to you. Okay, wait, I'll come back to you. It's very simple thing. What you have to do is basically the simple one thing. Can just 1 minute. Let me check whether I can go through it. Basically, what you have to do is splitting a word into list in Python. Let me check. This we can use, but we can use a split option also. What the other sir was telling. So suppose we, I think Mr. Pawan was asking this. So let's write Pawan, and no, you don't have to do this in Colab. You can just see. We will do with your solve with instructor. We'll just start 1 minute. 1 minute. Let's see. So suppose we have a word like this, and then what we are doing is we are just trying to list. So this is the input word which we are taking. Then what we are doing is we are converting the word into a list, converting the word variable into a list. Okay, called, what is the list called? The list is called res. Okay, and then what you do is if you print res, then it should give you the list. It should give you the list. Let's see whether it gives us the list. So it should give us PAWAN. Okay, now that you have this, what you should do, you should print res, so 0th. Okay, then you have the you have your work done, right? So that will be P. And similarly, if you put -1, it should be N. Okay. So
Thank you,
Pawan
sir.
sir does, yeah, okay, sure. So what I was talking about, let's see. So if you give a name or two different names to a list, okay, then it does not make a copy. Okay. So what it does that it just assigns the two variable to one particular list. So suppose we have one list, this red, blue, green, some list we have, and we give it one name, colors equals to red, blue, green. Then we put the statement b equals to colors. So it does not copy the list and make a new list. Okay. What it does, it just assigns that particular name b also to the red, blue, green, this list. Okay. This is one small information about the list as well. Apart from that, what we have is we can see there is a in construct in, okay, which can be used to test if an element is appearing in the list. So suppose we have in this list what we have. Suppose we take this list, word equals to PAWAN, and we can print the list like this. So now we would want to check if one particular word is in the list. So if X is in the list, suppose, where can we see? Yeah, I am not sure whether this will work, but if X in where race, print yay, yes, yeah, something like that. Okay, so it does not do that. But suppose if we ask whether if P is in the race, if in the list,
Capital pieces.
it will print yeah. Okay, so that means it is in the list. So that is there. Like that, there are many things in the list. One other thing which was there is that we can define something called an empty list. Empty list is just a pair of brackets. So you can append different elements with the list. So if you put 1, 2, plus 3 comma 4, then it will yield 1 2 3 4. So basically what I am talking about, suppose this list only, we have res, that means PAWAL, right? And we have colors equals to blue 0.2 and 45. Now if we write new list, new equals to the list, suppose we write, can we write I'm not sure whether that works. Let me see whether it works properly. Colors, I'm not sure whether this will work. Colors plus race, then print new. Does this work? See, so what it does is just that it appends, it combines both the lists. Okay, so we have a bigger list now. So previously colors had these three, and race had these letters. Okay, so now what we have is here 0. And this is a bigger list. There is a another method to do this, that is called append. Okay, so you will learn about that in the course videos, or you can look into that also. A good way to study material to learn about lists is this one from Google developers. Okay, this is from the Google itself. They are teaching some amount of Python. I'm just sharing it in your chat window. Look into this if you are free or something like that. So there are many things which we can do with the list. Okay, this is a good introduction to the list. We can use for loops. We can use in. I just showed you. We can use range also. Okay.
Sir, where we could access this, sir?
You just click on the link in the chat window.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, just click that. You can see it. Okay. So there is something called range as well. So range yields the number 0 from 1 2 3 whatever. So suppose this one, let me show a small example. Write one more line. I don't need up to 100 to write. I'll just write up to 10. So for I, for any, as you know, we do not need to initialize a variable like C here. We can just write for I in the range 10. That means for I in the range 0 to 10, print all I. Sorry, I did not do anything. Sorry. Print I. Yeah. So see, so up to n minus 1, 0 to basically 0 to 10 minus 1, actually, right? 10 minus 1 equals to 9. Print all I. So 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. Okay.
Sir, are you use software?
I am using Colab, ma'am. It's the same as Replit. You can do the same thing as Replit also. I'm actually more comfortable with Colab. That's why I used. You can use this Colab thing in here. Okay. This is by Google. This is called Google Collaboratory. This is also the same Python software. You can use it. I will just put the in the chat window the link. Okay. This you can do.
It is a kind of online compiler, no?
It's an online compiler. No need to install it. No need to install anything. So all our once you are coming into MLT MLP, that's where I work mainly. Huh? So we will be using this Colab only. Okay. Because what happens is, if you see, I'll just show you one small deviation. I'm sorry if I'm taking something. You can 1 minute. Let me show you. If you go to this notebook settings now, you can use all these accelerators, hardware accelerators. Okay, so you can use Google's tensor processing units or graphics processing units. Okay, which are there. Okay, right now what we are doing is we are using your computer's CPU only, right? CPU power, but you can do some process different separate hardware accelerator or processing units also, okay, which will help you in your deep learning or machine learning models to train. Okay.
Sir, so if we have to pay for that,
No. This is free. This is free of cost, entirely free of cost. You can just click on the notebook, the link that I pasted, and you can start working on that. There are multiple things, sir, with the Python. There are so many compilers. You right now, I think you are using the Replit. There is something called Thony that also is used for teaching the small drawings to kids in Python. Then Colab is there. I think many of you have used the Anaconda also. Okay, so all these things are there. Colab is generally
Jupyter
used.
notebook also there for Python.
Jupyter notebook is there. So Colab is generally used for collaboratory work, basically. So all of us can code together, and I mean those kind of things mostly. Okay, and it is used for machine learning or deep learning notebooks, and where accelerator is required. I mean, to train faster, you need some good amount of accelerator. All those GPUs and TPUs you will need. So like right now in our course, we do not we are facing a problem that in deep learning, we will be in the degree level course of deep learning. It is mostly theory right now, because we do not have a good accelerator so that the codes can run properly. Okay, or the what do you say, in the portal it is very difficult to run the codes, right? So that is why where these things come in handy when there is a, suppose, 6,000 elements data set or 3,000 elements of matrix. Okay, that's where these things come in handy. So anyway, let's not go to that. So in construct is there, then we can have different things here. We can use append module. Append module will add a single element to the end of the list. Okay, then we can insert elements inside the list. We can extend list.extend list to. Okay, so we can just what we did, I mean, we added race list, this list race after the list color. That same thing we can do by this way also, I think. Let me see whether that is possible. I also forgot this new equals to colors dot extend. I think extend only race. Okay, let us see what comes now. Okay, this is something wrong I have done. Extends, is it? Okay, I'll check this. Okay, but there is a method called extend. Okay, which you can use it to generate new list and a combined list. Okay, that is also there. I have to maybe check the particular particular command I am making list. There's some particular command which I'm missing, but you can check this, and you can obviously remove the elements. You can sort the list, which again I think Sudarshan sir has taught how to sort it. List dot reverse is there. You can reverse the list, and you can pop one particular element at a particular index. Okay, so you can remove and return the element at the given index. So I think here also we had yeah, so all of these things you can do. So yeah, see, like this dot extend, and then inside that actually you have to you can add the elements. So suppose we have this particular list new. Now can we do a new 2 equals to new dot extend, okay, say something 0.2 comma 0.3. okay, now if you print new 2, what does it give us? Okay.
So I think you cannot assign this to a variable.
You can assign?
I think you cannot assign that variable while extending it. I think probably that's the reason why we are getting none.
Acha, 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 acha. That may be a case. 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 That's true. That's true. Acha. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. Let me. Can I please? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's very true. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. Is any comment element? Yeah, to either first or last in the list. Yes. I think Nachiket has told. Yes. So what I was telling is that is true. Yeah. Thank you. I did a mistake.
If I want to add the number at the beginning, then
you can, I think, use at the beginning of the list.
Yes.
The beginning of the previous list, right? I think you can check it. You can insert also. Insert at a particular place. You can insert. Okay. See, you can see. Suppose this one dot insert 0. So suppose we have what we have here. This is the list, right? Currently. Now, what did we have? Dot insert 0. Where I was. So suppose we have new at 0, we are ending this word xxx. Okay. Now what happens? Print new. Okay. Now see, this is at the index 0. This word has come. Xxx has come. Okay.
So, what is the difference between append and extend? Both are doing the similar
Append,
work.
I think. I have to check, but append, I think, is adding one element only. Okay. I have to see which ones, but I think append uses one word only. Okay. Can anyone suggest something else? I think append uses one element only. Okay. And extend uses a complete list.
Yeah, if you put the value which you given in the extend function, I think it will append it as a list to the end.
That is also there. That is also true. Can you please elaborate what you were telling?
Sir, if I only simply convert it into string and join it with plus, concatenate it.
That is also true. That you also can do, ma'am. But then we can't do all this in inserting and all things, na? We can't add at a particular point or in between the list at one particular point, which we can add. That we can't do if we are just adding with a plus sign.
Okay, all should be in string. All should be in character. Otherwise, it will not possible.
No. I mean, it is not all should be in character. You can do the same for numbers as well. See, this 0.245, all these things are there.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. Sir, who was talking about the append and extend difference? Can you please tell it? That is a very important thing.
Okay. I mean, my name is Alex, and you don't have to refer to me as sir. So, I would really request you to refer to me by everyone's name here. It's not, we're not that really formal. So, what I was saying is, if you put new.append and give the list of 0.2 and 0.3, what happens is the list of 0.2 and 0.3 will be appended. And if we use the extend method, the values will be extended to the existing list as not within a list itself, as values outside list.
Yes. So that is true. Okay. So extend method extends a list by appending elements, and yeah, what sir told, that is actually true. Okay. So yeah, that is one important question to remember, that what is the difference between append and extend. Okay. Please look into that. Apart from that, there are many other things we can do. We can just reverse a list. Okay, so let me check whether we can reverse one particular list. Where is a reverse? Suppose that list only, can we reverse?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, tell me.
Sir, just now you were discussing the difference between append and extend. It was not very clear. He was just saying that append means you add another list to the
Yeah.
existing list.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be clear if you can, do it in the collab just once.
So what did you say that append adds as a particular, what did you say? Can you just repeat once more?
Yeah, if you
I have not completed fully. So that happens when the append function has more than one element. So otherwise, the
Exactly.
append function just adds one more element to the end.
Yeah.
So if it has more than one element, it adds it as a new list to the existing list, correct?
Yeah, if we give a list like we did for extend, it will be taken as a list. I mean, the entire list will be added as a list.
So it's like you add another list to the existing list.
Yes. Can you?
Yeah.
Can you do this?
Let me check.
This means it considered it as a one element, even if
Yeah,
we
that
provide.
list is considered as an one element.
Okay, correct. Fine. Thank you.
Sorry. So, sorry. So suppose this is a list, and yes, one thing is we can do. Now, suppose some element. Okay. Now print list. Right. So what will come? Acha. So append is doing what? Now append is
adding
as a list, adding the new list.
So basically, append adds only one element, sir. Whether it is list or a string or a number, integer, it does not matter.
As a one minute.
Yeah,
please, right. Append is adding the new list as a single element. Okay, single element, which is a single list element. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, tell me what you are telling. Sorry, I
Sir,
did not see your name. Yeah, Pratibha. Yeah.
Yeah, sir, what if there were no square brackets like Shemp and DD? It's covered by square brackets.
Yeah, obviously, let's try now.
You cannot append, na.
That's what I was about
then
to say. Okay.
Yeah, takes
Yeah,
only one
so
argument.
only one.
Now what happens if we just put extend? Let's try. So sorry. Now let's try extend as well. Okay. Again, we print list. So what should happen is that after this list, the shame Larry curly MOE, then shame DD will be taken as one particular element. Then YYY and ZZZ, those will be taken as two separate elements. It should be.
No, that should be taken the same list, sir.
Sorry, ma'am, what you are telling?
So the elements in the list are taken as an individual
individual elements
to add it in the list.
Yes. See, here there is no square bracket. There is a square bracket here, and because why? That we used append, and that is taking as a single element. But this one extend is not taking as a. I'm so sorry. I mean, I did not comment it. Extend is taking separate elements. Okay, extend is taking elements.
Each element in the list as a separate entity.
Separate elements. Okay.
Sir, if you don't mind, can you check one more thing?
Yeah,
on the
sure.
second line where we've used append, if we change that to curly braces, so we can see if
curly braces.
Yeah, whether the dictionary can also get in. No.
Oh, I understood.
The other way around. Yeah.
But dictionary should have a this also, na, the key and the
colon.
element.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can put that maybe.
Okay.
I just wanted to check. It takes that
sure,
as well as one.
So just tell me,
element.
what do you need?
Yeah, so colon just put 1, and against DD just put 2.
Okay.
Sir, it's within the quotes.
Acha, sorry. Like this, you're telling, sir?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what happens. This is a new thing for me. Yeah. So
Okay.
list of a dictionary, is it?
Yeah. So this proves that one element is getting in, irrespective what type it is.
Yeah. It is
using append, just one element is being considered.
Yeah. Actually, one good thing about app here in Colab, I think you can. Let me see whether it comes. So actually, see what happens is that in Colab, if you just hover over the keyword, it will show you whatever information it has. I mean, right now it is not showing much, but if you use NumPy and all, I think sir has also used NumPy in matrix multiplication. Okay, you'll see. So you will see a lot of full library information, whatever is there.
Yes, sir. It shows a definition as well as when we're using variables and iterators, it shows what value it has taken once you run the program.
Yeah. So basically you can do all of these things, and you can do whatever. That link I have already given you. Apart from that, okay, let's start the main thing now. The year 3. What were you supposed to do? The practice assignments. Where were the practice assignments? Which link you want, Pratima?
So you just said you shared the link to whatever you were.
This one.
Yeah.
This is from Google Developers. It should be a good resource. Okay. Yeah. So you can slice lists also. Okay. So you can just suppose you have a list. Let's see. Let's do this also. Why not? So suppose we have a list like this, and we can do. You can print from 0 from the first element to up to -1. So -1 is the last element, right? So B2, B, C, and D. Okay, so up to B and C, it will print, and then list of 0 to 2, we are replacing with the element. Achha, these two elements from 0 to 2, 0 and 1, we are replacing with one particular element Z here, and then we are printing the list. So you can split it. You can not split. You can slice it. Okay, let me see. Okay, what is happening? Acha. So for some of the cases, we need to put the print statement in a bracket, right? I think that is a problem of version. Yeah. So see, B and C from the first element until the element before the last element, right? So B and C is there. So B and C we are printing. This is that is the first part. Then 0 and 1, the first element and the second element, A and B, those we are replacing with the element Z, okay, or Z. After that, when we are again printing the list, and it is coming as Z, C, and D. Okay. So that is one way to split it. The slice it, and you can use the subparts of a list. You can access the subparts of a list as well. Okay. Now that is done, let us go through the, okay. Let us go through the problem statements here. So how far have you done, sir? I mean, from where should we start? We can start with problem number 6, 6 or 7, I guess. Anything is fine. I mean, whichever problem statement you start, it is basically.
Last week we did till PPA 5 or 6, sir.
We can PPA 5 or 6. Okay, let us see. Where is the PPA 5?
Actually, we finished PPA 5. After that, it is PPA 6. My net got disconnected. I'm not too sure if PPA 6 was done or not.
Okay, let's start with PPA 6. Why not? So we are accepting a sequence of comma separated words as a input, and we reverse the sequence and we print it as an output. Okay, we are accepting a sequence of comma separated words as an input. Okay, fine. And then we are reversing the sequence. Okay, so first we have to put, say, some word, and then we have to reverse the sequence and print it as an output. Okay, that is PPA or PPA, which one? PPA 6. So basically, if you put 1, 2, 3, it should put 3, 2, 1. First, second, third, fourth, it should put fourth, third, second, and first. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, and basically reverse. Okay. So now let us see what is the code doing. Yeah, sorry, someone is saying something. I think we were. One minute. Huh? I think I had some. Okay. So we are taking of this thing, and then we are splitting in inter elements of a list separated by comma. So I'm just changing the program 1 minute. 1 minute. Huh? So what we are doing is that we can see as ill. This, if we just comment, let us see first of all it works or not. So what it should give us? It should give us a ABC, A comma B comma C comma D comma E comma F. If we give it, it should give us the back only. Okay. Okay. Enter elements of a list separated by comma. A comma B comma C comma D. Suppose. Okay. So let us see what have we done here. So one thing which is here is dot split. Let us see, do we have a dot split thing? Dot split. Yes. So Python has a string split method. So what it does is that it will just split the full thing. So if you give us text like this, welcome to the jungle, and then let us see what it does. So it will do welcome to the jungle. Okay. Now what happens if we just put one single word? Okay, it does not do that. Okay, I thought it do. Okay, anyway. So if you give one word, one sentence, it will just split the sentence into different words. So split method splits a string into a list, and you can specify the separator. A default separator is any white space. So if it sees a white space, like here, welcome, then white space, to white space, then the jungle, etc. So there are white spaces in between, right? So there is a white space here, there is a white space here, there is a white space here. So what split method does is just that it splits whenever it sees the white space. So just you have to put the list, the string name, okay, the string name which is there, that is the txt string name dot split. So, and of course, whether we want to split it at the comma, we want to specify, we want to split it at the white space, everything is in our hand. So we can specify the separator, and the default separator is in any white space. Okay. This page also I think is quite useful. You can check it. This is also someone's website. But yeah, let's see. So one thing, it takes two inputs. One is a separator. Separator is whether it is a comma or not, comma or white space. Like here, what we saw, I think here where we are seeing. Here, it is taking the white space as the separator, whereas in our collab we took the separator as the comma. Okay, so wherever there is a comma, it will separate it. But what happens if we don't put any comma? Say Q, I am giving a space W E R T. Will it be able to separate it? No. See, but will it be able to separate it now if we just delete this?
Yes.
Let's see. Let's write first. U W E R T. Okay. Sorry, I did some mistake. Q W E R T. So it reversed it. Okay, it reversed it basically, because basically this code is what is doing. It was just reversing it. So what it did is it just reversed the list, but you can see that it actually could. Why not? Can we just print the list here? Then we can see it doing the same thing as well. Okay. Q W E R T. Yeah, see, so it can you can see that it has actually taken the inputs itself. So like that we can use the this split method we can use, and then we can use hash character as a separator. And how many splits do we want? Okay, it will return max split parameter is there. So if you want to split the maximum to 1, the max split to 1, then it will return a list with 2 elements. Okay, so suppose if we do this, at hash we will be separating, and it will, we want a list of 2 elements. Then see, at first it is it has split, and then the rest of the things it has kept as one string, although it although the program faced the hash symbol there, but it did not split anything. Because why? Now, because it saw that it has to return a list of 2 elements only. So how many splits do we want, and where do we want to split? Those two things are in our hand while we are using split method. So here again what we have is we are entering elements of a list separated by comma. Okay, then we are just printing this. So this is list input the list, and split when faced with comma. Let me just put the comma again. Okay. Then give a give one line, give a new line. Okay. Then this is an empty list we are generating. Generate an empty list called out. So what is an empty list? Empty list is basically a 2 square braces, and inside that there is nothing. Now we are appending to that empty list. Okay, appending elements to that empty list. How? Now for I in that full range of the list, okay, all that range, over the full range, what I am doing of the full range of the list. Okay, see, it is giving you all the informations that you need about lists and all. Okay, now you are putting the out equals to L of I as one element. Okay, plus out. And if for okay, so now let us understand the logic behind this. So for I in the range of the length, okay, in range of length out, if I is not equals to length of out minus 1, then print out in the
So there should be no comma after the last element, sir. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. So at the last element, there should not be any comma after the end of the sentence, end of the list. So that is why it has not printed anything, and after that just prints the complete list. Okay. So yeah. So that is the basic thing. It seems from the logic. We are just calculating out equals to L of I plus out. Okay. So can anyone say what is happening in this line? Out equals to L of I plus out. What do you think is happening here?
So one element.
Reversing the list.
Yes. So it seems that what we are doing is that we are putting the element, the list element, plus whatever was there in the previously, that we are just putting. And for all of the range, it is doing the same thing. Okay. Yes. Okay. So yeah, just check it. And I think with the reverse method also, can we do this? Does anyone think there is a reverse method?
But we are doing with strings, right? So yeah, reverse is a method. Okay. I think it should work.
It's the same thing. Yeah, up to here it should be same, right? Print L, right? Then what we have is that sorry, where were we? That reverse. Okay, say Q W E R. Yeah, man. I mean, this could be done in one line only, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is. Sorry. I could not hear you. Sorry, sir. With a variable.
No, double column then -1 will also reverse it, right?
String slicing with the steps as -1.
String slicing with the steps as -1. How is that working?
So if you, I mean, can you write the code?
Yeah. Tell me, sure.
In the first,
yeah, this is the same. Then
in that print statement, you can give L square bracket, colon,
like this. What? Sorry,
yeah, exactly like that. And at the end, -1. In that, at the end of the square bracket.
Okay. Yeah. So, acha, from wherever it starts. Acha. Okay. QW. Okay. Let's give a number once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we have 3 methods right now. Yeah. Thank you, Shuchayan. Thank you.
So can you just show the code which we're discussing, sir?
Yeah. Sure. So we have done 3 methods to do this problem, ma'am. So one is this one.
Okay. Getting reversed, I'm not able to correctly figure out. Like out is there, which takes out the L of I, but where is it getting reversed? Where the process?
Yeah. So it seems what we are doing is I'll just check once the code. Okay. What happening is that in that out is one new element, new list, a new empty list which we have generated, and over the full element it is going and it is checking at which point the at which point it is I mean, sorry, it is just checking and accessing the elements in the input list. Okay, once whatever element is there in the out list, it is appending the elements one by one from the back side. So in the out list, which is the output, it will just print the elements in reverse. So the last element it is taking at the first. For I in the
for
range,
I in range of len of L means the first element will be 0. I mean L of 0, right?
for I in the range of length of L. Length of L means, so at this point, ma'am, length of L will be 5, right?
5. Yeah, 5. So it will
So
start
whatever
from
is
0
the
to
fifth
4.
element. So whatever is the fifth element, it is putting
No,
at
sir.
first.
How, sir? For I in range of len of L means the I should start from 0 only, no, sir. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
okay.
I
Yes,
first
Okay.
takes the
yeah,
value
so,
0.
So
first,
where is
let
it
me
getting
let,
exactly reversed? I'm not able to figure out.
can
So,
I
sir, can you just iterate once? I mean, you can take one example and iterate through the words and show it to us. That would be really
Yeah,
helpful.
I'm also trying it.
okay, first what happens out, first it takes I as 0, so out is L of 0 and out is empty list. So at I0 out is L0's element.
Yeah.
Then I becomes 1, then it moves right and out becomes L1, then L1 and L0, then L2, L1, L0, then L3. So it gets reversed. Out becomes L5, L4, L3, L2, L1. Sorry, L4, L3, L2, L1, L0.
Okay, it is concatenating in the list, in the
Yes.
reverse.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, thank you, sir. That is a, yeah, thank you. That's a very good explanation. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I was also wondering. Yeah, but you can, ma'am, I don't know whether you are supposed to use, but you can just put a reverse command also.
Sir,
Okay.
actually we were told to use the nav methods so that we get used to the coding.
Okay, 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 sure, great. Yeah, and then also this element which Chayan wrote, that is also there, that you can just put at the
Sir,
beginning.
how I did was I didn't store in anything. I just used the print method for I and so on. So reverse print of minus of I.
Sorry?
So instead of storing in any other list, I just use the for loop and then print L of minus of I.
L of minus of I. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
should
that
work
also
too,
seems.
right?
That
Yes.
also work.
So the range will be from 1 to len of L and it will be like minus I. So 5,
Yeah, okay.
minus 5, minus 1, minus 2. So
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Many things. Okay, so that is there. Let us try one more, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, it will work. Yes, please. Yeah. See, Australia, comma, and comma, India, comma, between, comma, match, comma, test, etc., etc. That is there. Okay. Then there is a thing called. Acha. Let me go back to the paper. PPS 7. This question introduces you to the idea of the suffix codes. Suffix code is a block of visible codes that will be executed after whatever. Anyway, let us type a code above the suffix code. Okay. Accept a square matrix as input. Store it in a variable called matrix. First line. I'm sorry. Can you hear me properly? Is there any noise from my end? Just let me know if you can't hear. Okay. Okay. Accept a square matrix as input and store it in a variable named matrix. First line of the input will be in the number of rows in the matrix, and each of the next in lines will have a sequence of in space separated integers. So basically they want to put a matrix. Okay, that is the only thing. Accept a square matrix as input and store it in a variable named matrix. The first line of the input will be in, which is the dimension, the number of rows of the matrix. and each of the next n lines will have a sequence of n number of space separated integers. Yeah. If you see, so basically you can put single element as well. So like here, if you just put 1, so it will be a single element matrix. Okay. If you put, so this is where the numpy part will come later. So if you have 1 comma 1, so what if you are just putting 2, then what will happen is that you will put 1 comma 1, which is the first element, first row, then the next row is 1 comma 1 again. So 2 elements, so 2 rows we will put, and then we are putting the elements as 1 1 1 1. Okay, space separated elements. Then it will take those 4 ones as the input, and it will generate a 2 by 2 matrix. Okay. Okay. So what we are doing is we are just taking the integer input at first, obviously. Then we are generating a matrix, just a normal, empty list. Then for I in the range n, we are doing a L equals to, for everything, for I in this full range, what we are doing is another empty list we are generating. For the number in the input, what we are doing is we are splitting it, as there is a white space. When there is a white space, we are taking, okay, we are splitting it, and we are appending in the list L. Okay. And when the full thing is done, so each L is each one row. I think that is what is happening. Then in the matrix list, we are appending the rows. Okay. So yeah, I think the logic is clear. Just let us write it. So here one major.
Sir, can you explain, sir, how this is working?
Yeah, ma'am. Let me go through. Let me put the suffix code here. Suffix code is the, let me close the PowerPoint. Suffix code is the print matrix. So suffix code is actually stays behind your behind your input. Okay, and yeah. So at first we have to input what is the dimension of the matrix, what is the row number, how many rows do we want to put. Okay. Now we are putting 2 space separated elements. This is the first row. This is the second row. And you see it has generated a matrix. What is the matrix it generated? It basically generated a list. Okay. So what is the list that it generated? At first it took 1 comma 1, that is the first row which we put. Then it took 1 comma 2, which is the second row which we put. So now as ma'am asked, how are we doing this? Okay, obviously let us see. We have this is the input dimension. This is the input of the row number. Okay. Then we are defining one empty list, generating empty list number 1. Okay. So this will be our complete matrix. Complete matrix. Then for I in the range, in the row numbers. Okay. The maximum in the row number. Okay. I in the range from 0 to the row number, which is an input by us. Okay.
So you have written in twice.
I mean,
it's a comment.
Yeah. We are generating another empty list. This is the generating another empty list. What is this empty list? This is the row
List which is going to be appended in matrix.
Yes. This is the row. Okay.
Explain
Each
the
row.
other loop is.
Sorry.
And for loop, it's little bit deeper because I'm not able to get.
I can't hear.
Hello.
Can you just yeah? Can you tell
Hello,
me?
sir. Actually, sir, I want to say the second for loop I'm not able to understand. Please explain a little bit deeper.
Yes. I'm coming. I'm coming. Wait.
Yes,
I'm coming. Yeah. Now, what you are doing? See, what did we put? We put. We are taking input again here. Okay. And where are we splitting the input? We are splitting where there is a white space. So this for loop is used for again. Is used for what? Taking matrix elements inputs.
Input and then splitting.
Matrix elements as input and split them. Split them where? And split them
at space.
When program faces white space, blank space or white space. 1 minute, let me move the chat window. Faces empty space. I'm sorry. Yeah. Then for all of that, what we are doing is you have split it. Now what you do? Append those elements in the row, in that particular matrix row. Okay, done. Now see, this full thing goes under this loop. Okay, so all the rows are done. All you have appended all the rows everywhere. Now what you do? Now come to the outer for loop. Okay, this for loop we are coming. Okay, now what you doing? We append all the rows in the complete matrix, so that row 1 was there, row 2 was there, all of that came in the L list every time. Okay, now that we have row 1 and row 2 from the lists L1 L, then we append everything, we add everything to the matrix list. Okay, and it generates a list called matrix. Then after everything, you come out of all the loops, all the for loops, come out of all for loops, and print the complete matrix. Okay, does that seem clear? Anyone, any issue, any comment?
No, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, sir.
No, sir. Actually, I want to know here in second loop, what is the requirement of the white space splitting by a white space?
Sorry, the question, right? That the input will be separated by white space.
It is the part of question.
Yeah.
I mean, you can separate it at a comma also. Okay. As you require, sir. I mean, whatever is required. Yeah, it asked, I think, the first line of the space separated integers. Now, if it asks for comma separated integers, we will give comma separated integers. So you can see single element matrix is also possible to do. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What else is there?
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Tell
Sir,
me.
can we move to the code which you were showing?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, here, like we have already defined the dimension of the matrix, but why input in 4 number in input dot split. What if we give 3 values instead of 2? Because we have not put, like, it can be a 2 into 3 matrix by this codes, similar code, right?
A 2 by 3 matrix.
Yes, with the same code by just changing the input, right?
Yeah, so they are making square matrix.
That should work.
Now you are asking, acha, matrix does that, right? I also forgot. I mean, matrix we can have 2 by 3 or 1 by 3 like that, right?
Yeah. So my question, like, we are building a square matrix, but what if like while inputting value, someone pressed three times 1 or something? So there are no constraint, right, in this code?
No, I mean, it will take up to n only, right? Up to the max, up to the row
That's
number
the
only.
number of rows, right? So we
Ah.
can have any number of columns.
Yeah. So like suppose let's obviously let's see now. Suppose we are putting 2. Okay.
Yeah.
1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it is taking another one. Okay. Why is it taking another one?
Because you changed the number of rows.
That is true. That is true. But we gave n equals to 2. Where is n coming?
So
So n is not taking.
You have
Achha,
changed
for
the range.
everywhere it is taking. See, see, I mean, it does not matter whatever we give, because it will every time it will take for the range only. So
So first it will take the value 0, then I will take the value 1, then it will take the value 2. So we have to do it 3 times, right?
yeah, no, that is okay. Sorry, what is here?
Or
This was a range, right?
Yeah.
1 minute, range in. Range. 3 we are putting.
There's an extra.
Yeah. Now 7. So basically it is giving you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and just one single element. That is also there. Okay. So basically you see, sir, what is happening? It is not actually giving you a matrix structure. It is just giving you a matrix like structure. Okay. It is just giving you a list only. A list. I mean, do you understand? I mean, we are just telling, see, in a matrix, this is not possible, right? If you have 3 elements in the first row, then 3 elements in the second row, then 1 element in the third row, and then the other 2 elements, where have they gone, right? So that is not possible, right, sir?
Yeah.
So
yes, please go ahead, sir.
No, I mean, please, yeah. So what is it doing is that it is just giving you a list, and I mean, telling that this actually looks like a matrix. This is not a exact matrix, right? Just you are seeing a list of elements, a square list of elements, okay, which can a list of elements which can be arranged in a square way, square shape, okay.
So I have understood the code and the problem is solved. Just a question, like for I in range, instead of 3, if we put n, right? So
yeah,
suppose someone has told me to write a code for a square matrix, and I build this code, and other person has to input some value. So while coming for second for loop, if he entered like 3 values instead of 2, but we have in code, we have mentioned the dimension 2, but this code will accept 3 values also. So it will be a 2 into 3 matrix. That won't be a square matrix, right? So is there any way we can put restraints on input on the second for loop?
So I want to add something here. So we could pre-populate a square matrix, right? And then look through rows and columns and then add the values. That will probably restrict the values.
Yeah.
Create a static square matrix 2 by 2, say, with all zeros, and then look through rows and columns and add each cell value. Suppose now a user gives randomly, say, four values for a row, then we'll terminate at, say, if the dimension is 2, then anything after 2, we'll just ignore that, or it will throw an error.
So you are you want to put a restriction, right, in the second for loop.
Create a static matrix first with all zeros, say 2 by 2, and then start populating with each cell value.
Yes, sir. I want to put constraint on the input, the second for loop.
Obviously, you can put, sir. Obviously, you can put. For I in the range, you have to put here actually. Okay, I have to check how to do that. But what you can do is you can just put for I in that range such that this is not equals to this or not greater than equals to this. Okay, that you can obviously put. That is possible. But actually understand one thing. This is not giving you one matrix. Okay, although this is showing you the variable name is matrix, but here what is happening is that it is just generating a squared list, sir. Okay, like see here now. This kind of structure is not possible. The last row has only one element. Okay, so it is just giving you a list of elements which is shaped like a matrix or a square matrix kind of thing. Okay. I think matrix will come. Yeah, ma'am, tell me.
Sir, it is more like it is containing the lists only in that a bigger list.
In a fashion, in a matrix like fashion.
Yeah.
It is storing. I think I had one. Yeah, this will come later. So sorry, dot. Achha, this is also important. Not important. So if you, I think sir has talked about dot product of the matrix. Okay. I think all of you remember from maths 2 and all. Still, if you need, there is I found one resource on matrix on dot product. I'll just put it here. You can check it later. And NumPy, how are you using this? So this is the main, the manual of NumPy. Okay, so you can check here how we are using dot product. Okay, if you want to see what is the interior, how it is happening, the back behind the scene thing, you can see it here. I'll come back here 1 minute. Yeah, later we will come back here if we have enough time. So you can check this also. Okay, so input matrix. Okay, we'll go into input matrix also later. Let's finish the PPS first. So this PPA we have finished, right? Then we are talking about let's go to PPA 8. An identity matrix is a square matrix which has ones in the main diagonal, principal diagonal, right? This one, the left to right one, and zeros everywhere else. For example, the identity matrix of size 3 cross 3 is this one, 1 1 1 and 0 0 on the other diagonals. Okay, so another thing you will face later is something called a sparse matrix. Sparse matrix also, I won't go into details, but sparse matrix is basically where there is a more number of zeros than one. Okay, and sparse matrix is also used for the diagonal matrix is also, you can say, some kind of sparse matrix, because there is a huge number. If the dimension is more, then there is a huge number of zeros compared to one. Okay, sparse matrix is used to do a encoding. Okay, so maybe one hot encoding or something like that, or other forms of encoding. Okay, you will read in scikit-learn and all those libraries which will come later. You will see that those are used for encoding. So categorical variables are there, the names and all in the data set. Those we can encode in as the numbers with sparse matrix. So anyway, let's leave that. So identity matrix is the ones in which the main diagonals are 1 and 0, other elements are 0. Okay. Now we accept a positive integer in as an input and we print the identity matrix of size n cross n. Output should have n lines, and each line is a sequence of comma separated integers. Okay, that correspond to one row of the matrix. Accept a positive integer n as an input, print the identity matrix of size n cross n. Fine. So if we put 2, n equals to 2, then it will be a 2 cross 2 identity matrix. And if we put 3 cross 3 identity matrix, so something like this will come up. Your output should have n lines. Okay, each line is a sequence of comma separated integers that corresponds to one row. And let us see how the code is. So basically, if we, yeah, like this, if we put 2, it will be 1 comma 0 0 comma 1. If we put 3, it will be 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. If we put 4, then 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. Yes, so maybe we should give you some time also for, yeah, I have not given you sufficient time to solve. Can we solve this maybe in 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes? 26 we will start.
Okay.
Can you please, yeah, please solve this. I'll stop my microphone. If you want to put some, want to tell something, just write me in the chat window. Okay, so everyone done? So how was people's experience in Paradox? Any thoughts? Anybody came here? Nobody came? Okay.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oh, none of you came, huh?
I came, sir. I'm from Chennai.
Yeah, yeah. That's nice. I think we met, na, ma'am? Did we meet?
I didn't meet. I saw you, but I didn't come and
Okay,
talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening, and it was so full packed up 3 days.
It was very good, sir. It was a very
Yeah,
good
yeah.
experience. Yes. Very well organized also.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so yeah, this is the first time, and students actually, I mean, we did not organize it. I mean, we just got the permissions and approvals. It was all the students organized. There were students like Srivina is there. I think Srivina is his name. Yeah. Then there is someone called Gokul. Then there is someone called Before. Yeah, they arranged it mostly. And Mr. Krishna Kumar was there, who came from Dubai and arranged the 5-kilometer run, and people did not go to. I was telling Mr. Krishna Kumar sir, the previous day there is up to 2 o'clock. Everyone is chatting in the under the stars, and that event is happening. So how will uh, even 50 people come from for run in the next morning at 5 o'clock? Okay. So Mr. Krishna Kumar told that he actually put a bet that at least 500 people will come, and actually 500 people came in the morning, it seems. So I thought that people will be sleeping till 10 o'clock, as they are going back to home at 3 in the morning. Uh, But what I did not think is that people will not even go to home. I mean, go to hostel. They are just running around full night here. Anyway, yeah, it was a very nice experience for all of us. We'll do it again next time. Anyway, so yeah, how's this happening? We have obviously we have the integer input, and then we are defining one normal line, one empty list we are defining. After that, we are generating one for I in the range. Okay, another loop starts. Obviously, everywhere the loops start. Then we are generating another empty list called row. Fine. Again, another loop starts for j in the range n. Okay. If I equals to j, that is important because this is a square matrix. Okay, this is an identity matrix. So if I is equals to j, so that is the diagonal, the principal diagonal, right? Then what you do is you append the element 1. So if the row number is equals to the column number, because the diagonal, okay, the matrix diagonal is there, then you append the 1, append element 1. If it is not the diagonal element, that is else case, there you append 0. And once the full thing is done, then you do a row. Then you append the full thing in the row. Okay, there you append the full thing in the initial I list. Okay, fine. Then what starts? For I in the range n. Okay, and then for j in the range. Okay, there is a nested loop for I in the range n, and then for j in the range, if j is not equals to n minus 1, print I, the I and jth element, and end equals to comma. Else you print I. Acha. So so this is the list of the elements. Okay. Okay, let us write this.
Sir, I want to know whether stepwise we can execute, sir. Is there any method like that we can execute stepwise where
In Colab you can do
where
that.
my quotation is
In Colab it is possible.
Sorry?
I mean, in Colab you can execute line by line. So it's better for understanding the concepts, I guess.
it is colon colon.
No, Colab.
Okay,
oh,
colon.
here, okay. Yeah, what was the question? Actually, I could not understand the question. Is your doubt solved?
Yes, sir. Actually, I'm getting wrong output. I want to know where it exactly got mistake.
Yeah, okay, we'll see, sir. This is the same output you wrote, right? Same function you wrote.
Yes, nearly.
Okay. Let's see. Obviously, yeah. We'll see. Ah. So obviously we are taking input. Let us see whether let's see whether the code runs. What it will do, it should accept a positive integer n as an input. It should print the identity matrix of that size, and your output should have n lines. Each line is a sequence of n comma separated integers that corresponds to one row of the matrix. Okay, so let us suppose we are giving 3. 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. Okay, fine. So it works. Now let us see what is the code telling us. This is the input of the dimension. Put the dimension. Okay. This is the matrix. Currently an empty list. Here we start one row. Okay, and in the dimension of the matrix, This will be the row. Initially an empty list. So this is just generating one structure like a matrix. Okay, I mean the matrix will itself look like this only. Now for j in the range, okay, another row, another list. So this is where here we put the diagonal elements. Okay, diagonal elements. If I equals to j, that is the, if it is row 1, for the first row equals to 1, column equals to 1. For the second row equals to 2, column equals to 2. And for the third row equals to 3, column equals to 3. If that is the case, then put 1, else put 0. That is the full this part. So if this, so you put as a, and once all this thing is done, you append everywhere. So this is where you generate one row. This is where you generate one row. Okay, I'm sorry. So you append the elements ones and zeros one by one. Okay. Now this is the next part. Here what is it saying is that for I in the range and for j in the range, if j is not equals to n minus 1, print I comma I and j end equals to acha. So now we are generating the matrix. Okay, here for each element we are putting commas. So we are separating the elements by comma, separating each element with commas. And if it is the last at the end of the line element, okay, the end of the line element, we are not putting commas. So sir, does this work for you? I mean, whoever was having problem?
Yes, sir, I understood. I modified it. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sure. So anyone else, if there's any issue, just let me know. But yeah, sure. I just want to see one thing. I want to see what happens if we do not give this last line.
The matrix will be in a list format.
Yeah, I think so.
We are not printing.
Printing, yeah, sorry. Print I. Happens then. Yeah, but then this is also fine actually. I mean, yeah, actually, so basically that part is to, you know, each line is a sequence of in comma separated integers that corresponds to one row. That matrix shape, to bring that matrix shape only. Okay, so generally matrix will look like this only, sir. I mean, if you see the normal collabs, you will see that this is how they look like. Although it is a empty list, so up to this is also fine, I think. But anyway, I mean, as the question has asked, better to do in this way. Okay, so this was our PPA 8, PPA 9, 10, 11. We have, okay, let's see. Accept a square matrix and an integer s as the input and print the matrix s, okay. Accept a square matrix A and an integer S as input, okay. Print the matrix S into A as an output. Multiplying a matrix is equivalent to multiplying each element of the matrix by S. So we know the scalar the scalar multiplication, right? So first line, this is a scalar multiplication, okay. First line of the input is a positive integer in that denotes the dimension of the matrix. Yeah. Have you thought of this thing, the square matrix? How can we implement this, right? I'm just thinking aloud. I don't know. So suppose okay, but how we can use this? I don't know whether that is possible, but what we can do is if we have a in robotics, we have the movement of one arm or one particle, right? So each of the so there are three axes. So each of those axes can be represented with a matrix, right? So if we have 1 and 0, so 1 unit as a x direction and 0 unit as a y direction, okay, then what we can do is, so each scalar multiplication is 2 unit in the x direction and 0 unit in the y direction, okay, or 2 unit in, if it is 1 and 0, 1 in the first row and the 0 in the second row, then it will be 2 into 1, right? So 2 unit in the first row, 2 unit in the x direction and 0 unit in the y direction. Like that also we can use, right? So that might be an application also. Anyway, I'm just yeah, that is not required at this point. The first line of the input is a positive integer n that denotes the dimension of the matrix, and each of the next n lines contain a sequence of, again, space separated integers, and the last line of the input contains the integer s. Okay. So have you done any other applications of list till now? Like I don't know whether that is still an application of list. Have you done the Tower of Hanoi problem? Can anyone say Tower of Hanoi? Do you know what is Tower of Hanoi problem?
No, sir, till now.
No, sir.
Oh, you have not seen. Oh, that is a very famous thing. I'll see. Just yeah, let's solve this problem. I think it will come. Sudarshan sir will surely teach it. I'll just show you one glimpse. Huh. Tower of Hanoi should be there. Yeah, so we are taking the first line of the input in a positive integer n, and which denotes the dimension of the matrix A, and each of the next n lines contains a sequence of space separated integers. Okay, so we will give at first, we suppose we are giving 2, then if we give the matrix elements as 1, 2 and 3 and 4, so basically the list will be multiplied with a scalar number. That is the only thing which is happening here. Okay, so if your list contains the elements 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have a scalar quantity called 2, whose value is 2, so it will be 2 into 1, 2, 3, 4, so 2, 4, 6, 8. That is the basic thing. Now how can we do that? Okay, so n equals to int input for I in the range n. Okay, again we are taking one row, and for x in the input we are splitting at the white space, and s equals to int input. Let's see how this thing works. Let's copy this thing and see how it works. Okay, where is my collab? So much big code, huh? Suppose 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, what happened? I'm sorry. Invalid data for int with base. I'll just check 1 minute. Let me see what happened here. This is the scalar.
So the last input has to be a single digit because that is S.
Why? Oh, that is S, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you can actually stop in collab like this. Okay, just restart runtime. But that is in, right? Int input. What is the last input? This is the int input. Acha. So this is the, thank you. This is the, okay. So 2 rows we will put 1, 2, 3, 4, and the scalar is suppose 5. Acha. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Fine. Fine. So this thing works like that. So what we can do, so again, this is the input of the dimension as sir told. This is the input dimension, and we have one matrix as an empty list. Let's comment. This is the matrix for I in the range. Okay, we are starting with the rows. So the rows are generated here. So basically, so the row is an empty list now. Okay. So whenever you face a space, whenever faced with space, split, right? And you append as an integer. Append the elements as integer. Then after everything is done, we input the append full thing in the append all the rows into matrix list, right? Then we have the last thing, which is the scalar. This is the scalar. The number basically. Now for okay, what is equals to, no, for row in the range in, sorry, for row in the range and for column in the range, matrix row column into equals to S, and for row in the range in, so this looks like the same as same as the previous one, only the to put the elements in the particular shape, right? So for row in the range L, if for column in the range, if the column is not equals to n minus 1, so here what we are doing is so this is into equals to so if at the end, if not at the end, put space. So this is basically the ornamentation part. Okay, this is the ornamentation part. So if it is not at the end, then you put space, and if it is at the end, if it is the last element in the row, okay, then this 20 or 10, then you do not put space. Okay, then you do not put space if last element then we do not put space, and just print the full thing, print full thing. Okay, so that is how the thing is working. So the basic coding part is the basic functional part, the multiplication part is happening here only. We are taking the input and then we are generating an empty list. For whenever we are seeing the empty the rows in the then we are generating another empty list of the rows. Okay, and whenever we are seeing the empty space, we are splitting it and we are appending it to the list. Then we are multiplying it. Okay, we are multiplying it, and once we have multiplied, then we are putting in the in here we are putting in the matrix as the new elements in the not in the matrix, we are putting in the as a structure, a square structure. Okay, so that is the question. Anyone, any question here, any thoughts here? Okay, okay, let me know if you have any questions here. The other one I think is PPA 10 and 11. These are just addition of elements in the list. Okay. So what is there? Let us see PPA 10 and 11.
Can we get this PDF?
I am not sure actually. I think, do you generally get these solutions of the PPA?
Generally we did on time.
Can I just put the so the part which I have done, that's the you can you have already done. The remaining these two questions, can I just put the program in your chat window? Will that work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just put it in the chat window. Okay. Just this is one part. Okay. I'm not sure whether I am allowed to put. Please do not yeah get me in trouble. Yeah. So this is one, and the PPA 11 is this is very small thing. Yeah.
Sir, is there any problem to put in chat box? So please display, or we will take the screenshot. I think it will be fine.
Oh, you can't take it from the chat window, is it? That's fine.
Correct, sir. We can't copy.
So is this okay for you?
Yeah. Sir, after doing this question with elaboration.
It's okay. It's okay. Let me. I also want to show you one other thing. Yeah. Have you taken the screenshot?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, what this was doing is, let me see what this big code was doing. So many big things, na? Okay. So my matrix addition. Okay. Accept two matrices, n cross n as an input, and compute their sum a plus b. First line will contain the integer n, followed by 2n number of lines. Okay. Each of the first n lines is a sequence of comma separated integers that denotes one row of the matrix. Each of the last n lines in a sequence of comma separated integers that denotes last n lines is a sequence of comma separated integers that denotes one row of the matrix B. Your output should again be a sequence of n lines where each line is a sequence of comma separated integers that denotes a row of the matrix A plus B. Let us see what other method we have. Can't we add a matrix in a matrix addition in Python? Is that so big a code? Let's use NumPy. Can you use NumPy? Yeah, so this is the, I think this is the thing, right? We are using for loop there also, right? Yeah. Let us see whether there's any shortcut. Nested for loops is what we have used there. NumPy is also too big. Huh? Which one is small? Huh? Sum and zip. Okay. Okay, I'll just look into this. Okay, please. You can also look into this. I also don't. I can't explain right now what is the zip and sum, but there's a shortcut like this. Okay, you can use map, sum, and zip. I mean, I'm not sure whether that is allowed in the exam. Okay, but you can use these things to make it in a shorter one-line method, right? Although we have seen the long methods here, right? This is the big so full thing is there. Using nested for loops we can do, and here in the list comprehension method also we can use it. So result equals to aij for bij for everywhere. Okay, you can generate, you can put the matrix like this for j in the range, length, the length of a for I in range n. So just check this if there is any other method of doing matrix addition. Okay, and I thought using NumPy it would be easier, but that also seems quite a lengthy program. Okay, matrix and So what is it doing is import numpy as np, import random. Random is not required. So the random is basically, I think sir has also shown, random is the random numbers, right? Just check this, okay, if this is possible. Just check whether this is. I was also seeing. Just look for other methods to do the matrix multiplication as well. I'll put in the chat window also. See whether these things work. Other than that, what we had is the last one. The question introduces you to two
By
ideas.
importing the numpy is very easy to multiply to matrices.
Yeah, I mean with numpy it should be easier. But anyway, numpy is not yet taught properly, so I mean it will take some time. We'll come back to numpy later. The question, let us see this question. The question introduces you to two ideas that will keep repeating throughout. Entering your code with a function. We'll cover functions next week. Fine, so function is coming next week. The only thing you need to do for this problem is to indent all your code to the right by 1 unit and paste this between the prefix and suffix code. The idea of invisible, okay, fine. Anyway, something for the platform. L is a real list of real numbers that is already given to you. You have to sort this list in descending order and sort in a variable called sorted L. You do not have to accept input. So basically you have to sort in descending order. You do not have to accept input from the console as it has already been provided to you. You do not have to print the output. Input output is the responsibility of the invisibility code. Okay, so basically you have to sort. See, if it is 1.1, 2.2, 3.3, then it should be in a descending order. So 3.3, 2.2, 1.1. Okay, so how we are doing is we are generating one sorted list as an input list, while while the input list is not equals to 0 or not is an empty list, then maximum element is the first element. Okay, fine. And for all the elements, if the next element is greater, if the next element is greater than the maximum element, the first element, then you put it in place of the maximum element and you remove the maximum element and append in the sorted list the the current maximum element. Okay, so basically what is happening, do you understand? So basically we have one list. Okay, at first we put the first element which is at this point which is there. Okay, and then we are checking each of the next elements with the first element in the list. If the next element is bigger, then we are putting the next element in place of the maximum element. Okay, and then we keep checking till this way for all the elements in the list. If the next element is bigger than the current element, then we put the next element in the current element's position, and we are removing the previous element from the maximum element position. Then you return the sorted list, right? So does that seem okay?
Yes,
Now,
yes, sir.
yeah, but again, I don't know whether that is allowed, but we have the Python sort method. Okay, so if you just put sort Python, so you will find a lot of sorting algorithms are there. Bubble sort is there, merge sort is there, insertion sort, selection sort, everything is there. Okay, but then again, we have someone will find a shortcut. Okay, so just put dot sort. Okay, so it will give you. Now the thing is, can we give a, yeah, we can put in the reverse order also. So suppose we have one list like this. What is the list that we have? So suppose we have L equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 35, whatever. Then L dot, I think L dot sort, right? What we are seeing? Yeah, L dot sort. Sort. So this is L, right? If we put print sorted L, right? So this is the same loop because same list because we already put in the sorted position. Suppose I just change it a little. This is 22. This is 13. This is 4, then 35. So it will sort in the ascending order. Sort in the ascending order. Not this one. Sort in ascending order. Now, as the question asked us to sort in the descending order, can we sort that? L dot sort, just put reverse equals to true. I think true. Is it true? I have to check.
Not in quotes.
Yeah, not in quotes, exactly. Thank you. Yeah. Then it is a string. Yeah, so I mean, as you know, I mean, we have okay, what happened? 1, 4, 13 to 22. Okay, sorry, I had to print.
Printed the last one, sir.
Print in the last one. As you can see, we can generate a reverse the descending order list as well. So this is the not reverse, but here this is the sort in descending order. So this is also possible. But again,
but I tried this and I was getting an error in the
So because we can use short function, but not in this PPA.
Yeah. Oh, you are not
We are not
to
allowed to use the shortcut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's why I thought, I mean, why are we?
Yeah,
the mainly purpose of this PPA is to go through all this process
I'm so sorry.
of
I'm
shorting.
so sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so then this, yeah, I mean, obviously, that's why I was thinking what happened. Yeah.
But still, we can learn from you, sir.
Yeah, sure. I want to show you one more thing. So, yeah, I mean, who wants to copy? You can check it. And anyway, I think you already can solve it. Okay, just you can take a screenshot. So, anyone has everyone done it? Can we go to the next topic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anybody wants to say what is Tower of Hanoi? Anybody knows?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. Okay, Tower of Hanoi is a very interesting game. So, 1 minute. Wiki Tower Hanoi. Tower of Hanoi can be solved with a list as well. I think it can be solved with a list. Let me check whether this is an yeah. Okay, I think this will come after the function only. So I'll just show you the game. Okay, better not to go too much detail. But so this is actually a very well-known problem and a very famous problem in our Python and everywhere. So what happens is that this is the wiki article, you can look into it. Tower of Hanoi is a game, basically a child's game. So what it does is that we have this disc. Okay, you can see there's a wooden disc, wooden platform, and there are 3 poles. Okay, now the question is, we have to put, so this is the you can see, if you see my cursor, this is the first pole, then this is the second pole, this is the third pole, or you can say this is a starting pole. So from this pole we have to move all these discs to this ending pole. Okay, I think 1 disc at a time, and it should be moved in such a way so that none of the bigger discs are staying on top of the smaller disc. Do you get my point? So this bigger disc, which is at lower place than the top disc, this position, this pyramid-like shape, the structure should never be altered. Okay, so always the smaller disk should stay on top of the bigger disk, and it should be like one disk moved at a time. This is actually not a very easy problem, quite a complicated problem, and people have tried to solve it. I mean, there are different solutions for this. So this is the only these are the rules. Only one disk can be moved at a time. Each move consists of taking the upper disk from one of the stacks, placing it into top of the another stack or another empty rod. Okay, and no disk may be placed on top of a disk that is smaller than it. So this is an animated solution. You can see these are the stack at first, then the first disk goes, second disk goes here, then this disk can come here. So you can see it is a very a very famous problem in mathematics and computer science.
Sir, actually, in between two transfer, we need a empty space to rest.
So an auxiliary pole you need. An auxiliary pole you need. Okay. Yeah. So that is also there. So this will come, I think, in the so this is called an iterative algorithm. Okay, so there is an iterative solution, and something like a recursive solution will also come. Okay, I think this can be treated as an implementation of list, as well as I think as a function as well. Okay, so just wait for sir's teaching, and I'm sure sir will somewhere show it. I mean, this is a very famous problem, and you can see this is an empty list where we are starting. So this is a Python code which demonstrates the recursive solution. See, this is very interesting. Okay, I mean, so we were thinking of arranging one display like that. So you can so there is something called recursion which will come with this, and all these things will come, and there is a graph theoretic solution which is coming. How can we solve this? What are the methods to solve this? All of these things are there. Trees are formed and all this. Okay, so yeah, that is one very interesting thing. There is another, no, the Chinese postman is not in this part. Okay, so we'll end the session here. Please let me know if anything you need. Yeah, see, there's a AFM images of palladium nanosheet. Anyway, that is not required here. So yeah, let us know if you need anything. And yeah, apart from that, goodbye. Let's stop here.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.